Hey guys, it's Jason here from the Omni Sales team, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the top 10 things that are killing you as a new home consultant at the moment. And before I get into this, I want you guys to know that at some point, one of these things, if not all of these things, affected my sales journey. So the reason I wrote these down is because I felt these when I was in sales, and when I go out into the marketplace now and I watch you guys sell, I watch you interact with clients, I can see that these habits, or these bad habits, I should say, are creeping back into our game. So in this video, I really want you to take a good hard look at what I've written on the board and what I'm going to explain on each one to see if these are things that have crept into your game. And if they are, that's awesome. Remember, the person who can self-correct the quickest is the person who makes the most money. So if you can notice these are in your game, the quicker you can knock these out and get back onto the sales wagon, the more money and the more joy, the more happiness, the more of whatever it is you want in your life you're going to get. But these are the top 10 things that I notice in the industry right now. Number one, you're not customer focused anymore. The amount of people that I walk in and see that are on their phones, that are sort of shooing their customers through the displays. Like, guys, remember, I want to ask you this question. Like, think about this. What product in this world right now do you buy for over $10,000 that you don't have a personal assistant helping you out with? Like, what product? If you go and buy an expensive watch, if you go and buy a yacht, a car, if you go and buy a house, if you buy anything right now, you have a personal assistant that helps you through that journey. So why is it when we walk into a display, the new home salesperson is just sitting there? They don't bother getting up. They don't bother coming and introducing themselves anymore. Why? Because we're not customer focused. We're work focused, or we're process driven focused, or we're administration focused. We're not customer focused. Remember, what is a sale at the end of the day? The sale is the transfer of courage, trust, and enthusiasm from the seller to the buyer, so the buyer can make a courageous, trustworthy, and enthusiastic buying decision. So literally in the definition of sales, or what is a sale, it's all about being customer focused and giving that energy to the client. So the amount of salespeople I see not doing that right now blows my mind. But if you guys somehow got onto this video, this is great. Why? Because if you know this, you can take this out of your game and you can start to dominate your competitors. So number one is you're not customer focused anymore. Number two, you're desperate to chase work KPIs instead of your client's eyes. So what does that mean? It's a little play on words, obviously, but what does that mean? It means you're too obsessed on making sure management get the KPIs, or you're trying to chase numbers, you're trying to chase deals, rather than just staying locked into what your client's eyes see. Remember, your client's eyes, what your client sees, what your client feels, how your client reacts to you is ultimately how you get paid. So if you're sitting there and desperate trying to chase a KPI, trying to get another deal across, trying to get to those 4 a month your KPIs are, and not focusing on your clients, that's the quickest way to fall off the train. It's like when you chase, like in a relationship, if you chase that person too hard, they get repelled. So if you chase these KPIs too hard, you get repelled. Instead, focus on your client's eyes. Bring it back to your client. Everything in sales comes back to the client, guys. Remember, if you're not customer focused and you're chasing your KPIs, you can't physically be focused on the customer or the client, and therefore they're going to start to pull away from you. So if you really want to improve your sales and get ahead, focus on your client's eyes. Focus on what they can see. Don't focus on what work's looking at. So your clients can see if you rock up to the block of land and do a sighting with them, like on their land. They can see if you walk them through a house. They can also see if when they come in, you don't get out of your chair and introduce yourself anymore. They can see if other people are walking through and you're treating them bad. They can see all of those things. So remember, whatever your client's eyes see is how they're gonna view you, and ultimately that's gonna be what leads you to the sale or not. So be focused on your client's eyes, not your work KPIs. Number three, you treat sales as a transaction and not a transformation. This is my favorite saying of all times. Sales as a job is a transaction, but sales as a lifestyle is a transformation. What are you guys doing at the end of the day? You're helping people build their dream home. So if you're helping them build their dream home, if you're helping them on their investment portfolio, whatever their goal is, they're spending hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars with you. You are transforming their life. You can't walk through this world and understand or try to tell me that you're not transforming someone's life. When we treat sales as a transaction and not a transformation, that's when you have people fall away, people ghost you, people don't care about you. When you show people that you're there to change their life for the better, you're there to give them a life they never would have had without you, that's when you'll see your sales numbers soar through the moon, like soar to the moon, soar through the clouds. Why? Because a transformation is ultimately what people want. They don't want a transaction. When you go to the grocery store and you buy some milk, that's a transaction. Your life's not changing by buying milk. But when you're buying a house or when you're building a house, that's one of the biggest journeys someone's going to go on. So treat it that way. Treat it as a transformation. If the client texts or emails you at 9 o'clock at night, send them a quick text back. It's not hard. Like the amount of times you guys will see a text come through and you're like, it's not in work time, I'm going to leave that alone. You're treating it as a job. Well, I'll tell you a secret, guys. The reason I really love this saying is sales as a job, as a transaction, sales as a lifestyle, as a transformation, is the moment that you switch your brain to go, instead of treating this as a job where I'm just here to work a certain amount of hours, if you treat it as a lifestyle where it doesn't matter what time someone messages or calls, I'll jump on, you actually feel more free. Because what happens if you treat it as a job, when you see that message come through, you can't unsee it. So your brain knows it's happened. And once you've known it's happened, you know you have something to do that you're not doing. You know you have to get back to someone you're not getting back to. And what that does is it draws on our brain, it pulls us down, it puts pressure on us, it makes the world feel like it's on our shoulders. Where if we treat it as a transformation and a lifestyle, if that client rings me at 7 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, I quickly answer, get their information, boom, done. I don't have any of that weight. You feel more free. So if you've always felt like you're getting burnt out, if you feel like you can't keep up with the work, if you feel like you're not progressing, change from looking at this as a job or a transaction and make it a lifestyle and a transformation. It's a massive one, guys. It's one that not a lot of people talk about because we always talk about work-life balance. Work-life balance was great when we had factory workers where you could only physically work a certain amount of time before your back blew out or before your arms got tired or something like that. Guys, you're in sales. It's just mental fatigue, and you can train that mental fatigue to last longer. So treat sales as a transformation. Remember, work-life balance is out. Work-life integration is the new in. It's the new fad. It's the new thing that we want to do. Why? Because that's what creates ultimate freedom. Work-life integration will lead to being able to travel and be remote in sales, which is ultimately what we all want. And we get into that in the New Home Sales Mastery course. But at the moment, I want you guys to focus on treating sales as a transformation. Number 4, you blame, complain, and explain. This is my favorite train to talk about, the blame, complain, and explain train. When I first started in the industry, the CEO of the company I was working for used to tell me, Jason, get on the money train. Nothing derails the money train. Everything moves forward to make sure that you get to the destination of the commission. The only train you can get on if you get off the money train is the blame, complain, and explain train. And what that train is how many of you guys blame the market, blame the builder, blame the pricing, blame your competitors, blame the leads that you're getting? How many people complain about how bad the market is, how no one has any money, how the government's not releasing more land? And most importantly, I hate this one. Monday morning comes around, guys. You forecasted 3 for the weekend. You didn't get anything. And then on Monday, you have to sit there and explain to your managers. This is the blame, complain, and explain train. And the most beautiful thing about the blame, complain, and explain train is it gets you no money. So you want to get rid of this. The moment you get rid of blame, complain, and explaining, that's the moment that you take ownership. And remember, every sale is won or lost in your mind. When we understand that every sale is won or lost in our mind, therefore it's our decision, it's our actions that lead to that sale winning or losing, you can no longer blame, complain, and explain because it doesn't make sense. If you own everything and it's your responsibility, that means you have to blame yourself. So unless you're blaming yourself, don't blame anyone else. Blame yourself if you lose the sale. Complain about yourself, how you didn't get back to that customer. Explain to yourself, but never do this to anyone else. Number 5, the big one, guys, procrastination. How many of you guys sit in your displays on weekends, Mondays, or through the week where you only have a couple of people walk in and you just spend time on your phones, scrolling Facebook, going on Instagram, looking at TikTok, I don't care what it is, going house hunting, looking at furniture that you want to put in your new home, I don't care what it is. Procrastination is probably the thing in all industries, in all sales, in anything we do that takes us out. So when we're talking about the top 10 things that kill us in anything, procrastination should be number 1 of everything. But right now it's number 5. How many of you are procrastinating? Is this the little reminder? Like, if you guys are sitting there watching this, I want you to write that word down and cross it out. You never, ever want to see this word. You never want to commit this crime. Do you know what this crime really is? This is like one of the deadliest things you can ever experience. Why? Because procrastination takes away the one thing you can never replenish. The one thing you can never get back. The one thing that's going to run out for us all at some point, it's your time. So if you're wasting that when you should be working, when you should be getting further ahead, when you should be setting your family up for retirement, when you should be getting to your next travel destination, whatever it is, if you're wasting your time, you're literally killing yourself. So that's why I think procrastination is the greatest crime you commit to yourself. Like, it's even above discipline where you give up and you don't follow through on your word. Procrastination is literally the death of you. So if you have procrastination in you right now, get rid of it. Number 6, you stopped learning and training. This one, I'm going to ask you this question, guys. I want you to genuinely think about this. When was the last time you learned something or you went to some sort of sales training or mindset training? How many of you have been working in this industry for 5, 10, 15 years? And I'm going to ask you this question. Have you really been working for 15 years? Or have you just worked the same year 15 years over? When was the last time you learned or trained? Or maybe you worked for 3 years and then you've just worked those same 3 years 5 times over. Have you got better? Have you trained every single year, every single day? One of the things in sales is a non-negotiable. I talk about this all the time. A non-negotiable in sales is we should be training daily. Non-negotiable, doesn't matter. Your sister dies, your parents die, does not matter. At some point, you need to do some form of training. And look, if something terrible like that happens, it could just be listening to an audiobook to try and pep you up. It could be just reading a couple of lines. It doesn't matter what it is. This becomes a non-negotiable. It's like eating food. It's like breathing air. It's something you must do no matter what. Why? Because the moment you stop, it's like if you open up a savings account. The moment you dip into that savings account and take something out, you'll keep doing it. The moment you stop training is the moment that you'll continue to stop training. So out of all of these 10 things, this honestly is the most important. Remember, when you're learning and training, what is that really doing? It's just propelling and excelling you forward so you can get to your destination quicker. So why are you working? Like, write these questions down and answer them. Why are you actually working? Is it to form an income? Is it to become famous? Is it to get a bunch of property? What is that reason? When we learn and train, all it does is it just gets us to that destination quicker. Why would I want to sit there and waste more time being in the displays in the garages instead of being with my families or traveling the world if all it took was me just learning and training a little bit more? So training and learning is what we talk about compressing timeframes. So the easiest way to understand training or paying for training especially, or paying for a coach, is you could learn everything I've learned. Let's say you've been doing this job for 2 years. It took me 10 years to learn what I've learned, and I condensed that down into a 3-month training program. You can choose to not pay me that training program, completely fine. Go out there and learn on your own, make the mistakes, go through the heartaches, go through the trials and tribulations, bang your head across the wall. But what have you really just done? You've committed the crime of taking time away. You've committed the crime of not living your life to its fullest, and you've most importantly wasted the precious resource that you have. So that's why learning, training, paying for a coach, doing whatever you can to compress the time frame so you can get to your destination quicker is truly what we want. Now, a lot of people say you should never chase your goals to get to the destination. Guys, all that we're talking about is this is the build phase. This is the hard thing. This is the journey. The quicker we get through that, the quicker we can make a new goal that's even bigger and more grand, and we can work towards that. So the moment you stop learning and training is the moment you start dying. Number 6, you stop learning or training. Number 7, you don't get back to people. Hands up, guys, right now. I want you to put your hands up and think about it. How many times have you not got back to someone? I talk about this all the time. Anytime I've ever trained a friend that's got into this industry, anytime I train someone new that's getting in, anytime I just talk to my family and friends about it, I say, you want to make the easiest 6 figures of your life? You want to make the easiest 100 grand you've ever made? Just get back to people in 24 hours. You know that little black thing you have in your pocket, or white thing? That little machine you text people on, you call people on? If you use that and get back to people within 24 hours, you'll make 100 grand in this industry. Just like that. Promise you, every single consultant, doesn't matter how slow or how busy your center is, if you make that a genuine habit, where no matter what happens, you get back to every single person, 100 grand like that. So if you're only making 100 grand and you want to make another 100, just do that. It's so simple. It's literally the easiest thing. But it's crazy. These are the top 10 things that are killing you from making money in this industry. Is you don't get back to people. Like, think about it. You got busy. You're not customer focused. You're stressed about some sort of personal issue at home, and you forget to do that. What did you just do? You gave up on the sale. You didn't want to chase the sale. You didn't want to progress the sale. Therefore, you don't make the sale. Therefore, you don't get paid. And therefore, that's what's killing you. So that's 100 grand right there. Number 8, I just alluded on. You give up early. How many of you get no or you get an objection once or twice and then just stop? How many times does a client say, like, just doesn't answer the phone and you don't just keep calling him back? Like, at what point do you actually give up? Like, think about that. It's a good question for you to understand. At what point do you give up? At what point do you say enough's enough? Like, guys, you're in sales. Until that client gets on the phone and screams at you never to call them back, okay, maybe then don't call them back. But if they haven't done that, they're still looking, they're still in the market, boom, get back to them. You give up too early. How many of you guys like have a client that you're dealing with that sign up with another builder and you ring them and they say, hey, we've signed up with so-and-so. Thanks for your help. Okay, no dramas. And you just delete their number. Guys, what happens to them in 3 months when that builder's price goes up or that builder screws them on a contract or something they were promised doesn't come through? You gave up and you deleted their number. You'll never know that. Like, you can't even give up when a client signs up with another builder. You should set a reminder on your phone to call that client 2 or 3 months on to see how they've been progressing, to see if the promises that they got had sustained or not. And at the very least, if you do, because a lot of the time, if someone tells you that they're going with someone else, they make that, like they have the call with you and they give you that honesty. If you just follow up them a few more times and they say, yeah, look, we're actually really happy. We've signed our contract, we're building. Awesome, guys. Well, did I give you any value? Did you feel like I was good? Yes, Jason, you were amazing. Awesome, guys. Well, is there anyone at all that you would refer or recommend? I'd love just to have a chat to someone. And you build a referral or a recommendation marketing on it by not giving up early. It's massive, guys. You can't do this. This is like a no-no in sales. Don't give up. Your job is to help every single person get a house, no matter what. Number 9, you got comfortable and stop being hungry. Okay, I'm gonna put my hand up here because this is one I got smashed with halfway through my career. How many of you guys have been climbing that ladder? You've won salesperson of the year or you've been right up there, you're making great money now, and you just don't do the little things you used to. You don't send that thank you message with a little smiley face, you just say thanks. It's like, thank you, John, for coming in today, smiley face. Thanks, John. Like, how many of you guys have got comfortable and stopped your hunger? Remember this saying, the wolf climbing the hill is always way more hungry than the wolf on top of the hill. Once you get on top of that hill, how do you stay hungry? How do you stay motivated? You got comfortable. How do you get uncomfortable? How do you stretch yourself? Remember, the feeling of living, of being alive, comes from when we're stretching ourselves. The moment we get comfortable, sure, comfortable feels good for a couple of days or a couple of weeks or a month, but at some point, you'll feel like your life doesn't have any purpose or any movement anymore. And because you're in sales and you're highly competitive, you're always wanting that more. So comfortability is the thing. If you ever feel like you've got into a stage now where you feel like, I don't know, I have no purpose. I feel like just dull. I feel dull at work. I feel like I'm not giving it all. I feel like it doesn't matter what I do right now. I'm just not happy or I'm just not, it's because you've got too comfortable. So the way we fix that is we create a stretch goal. So let's say even if you've won salesperson of the year a few times or once and you've sort of been on the top of the hill, what is a stretch goal? Okay, well, who's second and can I double their sales this year? So whoever's second in my industry, let's say in my company, second place got 60 sales for the year. Can I get 120? Like, make it so ridiculous that it stretches you. It puts you into a feeling of like, I don't think I can really do that. Boom. That's the goal we want. That's the one that's going to stretch us, okay? Now, and then you must follow number 8, don't give up. If you stretch the goal, you set the goal, tell your manager, tell the national manager, tell the owner, I don't care who you tell. Tell the manager, tell the owner, tell your manager, tell the CEO, tell the owner, I don't care who you tell. Tell someone that stretch goal and then let them hold you accountable. Check in with them weekly, check in with them monthly. The moment you do that is when you're going to start to get that hunger back and you're going to want to sell. It's when you don't give up. It's when you get back to people. It's how you become customer focused again. It's how we become sales focused again. So number 9 is you got comfortable and you stop being hungry. Number 10, you think the grass was greener on the other side. It's so funny. We always talk about new home sales as the incest industry because it's the one where you just keep sleeping around with everyone else and you just keep going around each other. So many of us get tricked or we get coxed or we get deceived. So many of us get deceived thinking the grass is greener on the other side. One of my favorite sayings of all, and I actually learnt this at church. It's literally how I live my life right now. The grass isn't greener on the other side, but the grass also isn't greener where you stand. The real question is, where is the grass the greenest? The grass is the greenest where you water it, where you nurture it, where you develop love, tender, and care for it. Anywhere that you do that is going to flourish. It's going to come up. The grass is going to be beautiful there. It's going to be the best place that you can stand. So instead of thinking the grass is greener on the other side, I want you to nurture love, tender, and care where you're standing and the company you're working at right now and build that up. Nurture that. Make that the best. Now, that's a metaphoric, obviously. I want you to think about it logically, though. Like, genuinely think about it logically. Let's say that I work for a builder and I want to leave and go to another one. Cool. At this stage, with the current builder I'm at, my skill level, the people I know, drafting, management, everything, my skill level for that builder is here. If I go to another builder, my skill level is obviously going to go back down to 0. And you're going to say, Jason, but I'm not happy here. And if I go to that builder, I'm going to work 150% and I'm going to get to my goals, dreams, and aspirations. Cool, guys. Well, if you're already here, just freaking lock in, dial in, commit yourself to 150% here and watch how quickly you get to your dreams, goals, or aspirations. So when we think about the grass is greener and we must leave to go somewhere else, I really want you guys to think, why? Why do I actually think that? What is it about this company that's stressing me out? And let me go and have a chat to management about that. Let me go and get that sorted out. Because hey, I promise you, if you go into any of your managers and go, hey guys, look, I just want to sit down and have a chat. I'm having issues here. I want to sell at the top of my game and I want to give 150%, but I feel like I'm getting let down here. Is there something we can work out to find a solution to that? I promise you, if you sit down with your managers or you sit down with the owner or you sit down with leaders, leaders are going to fix and pull you out of that. If you work for terrible managers and whatnot, then maybe the right solution is to move on. But I don't want you to think the grass is greener on the other side. The grass is going to be the same color on the other side of the fence as what you're standing in. As soon as you start watering it, nurturing it, that's when the grass really turns up. So guys, these were the top 10 things that are killing new home sales consultants at the moment. Again, like I said at the start of the video, take a look at all 10 of these and think about your own life and your own sales journey right now. Are there any of these that you're doing? Are there any of these, or is there multiple ones on this list that you're doing? If they are, try to start moving them out of our game. Like I said, the person who can self-correct the fastest is the person who can self-correct the fastest is the person who gets paid the most. So the moment we can get rid of these 10 things is the moment you start selling at a much higher level. So as always, guys, my name was Jason from the OmniSales. Thanks for watching today's video. If you could drop a like on this video, that would be awesome. Comment, coach, if you want some more coaching, we'll get some information out to you. And as always, I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you on the next one.